my name is Jackson, and today we're going to walk through how to connect the Roastify app to your Shopify store. So the first step is to create a Roastify account if you haven't done so already. Once you do that, you will be dropped off here at this dashboard. And the first thing then what you're going to do is to create a store. So you're going to come over here to this button to create a store. And since we're trying to connect this to Shopify so we can drop ship Roastify products, we're going to come here and create a Shopify store. That's going to prompt us here to install the Roastify app. One of the requirements before you go down this process is make sure that you have an active Shopify store. Obviously, if you haven't gone through the process of setting up a Shopify store to sell your products, then there's nothing for us to connect. So this is going to bring us here, and the prompt is going to be to install the Roastify app on your Shopify store. Once we click install, you have to give Roastify permissions to view the following pieces of data. Again, these are only to be used. We are only going to use those to fulfill your orders and make sure that your coffee ends up at the right spot. So we're going to confirm the install. Great. So it looks like that was successful. In Roastify, the Shopify store has been created and connected to your store on Shopify. And the next method that you're going to do is activating your account by adding a payment method. So when you're activating your account, what you're going to have to do is to come here and you're going to have to add a credit card on file so that we have a way to bill you whenever you request fulfillment. Please understand here, we don't have any sort of monthly fees. We're not just going to charge you for using the app. The only time that you will be billed is when you request fulfillment. If you have more questions on pricing, you can visit our documentations page, or we have a video on pricing in this YouTube playlist. So we're going to add credit card information. I'm going to add that information, and then we will be right back with you. Once you've put in your card information, you'll get the success screen letting you know that your account has been activated and your card has been accepted. One more thing that I'm going to note here, we're going to come up to settings. We're going to go to billing. So we can see we have that active card showing up on file. One more feature that I want to show you in the activation process is the adding funds to a wallet. So let's say you're a higher volume merchant, you're going to be selling a lot of coffee, and you don't necessarily want a bunch of $12 and $16 charges showing up on your credit card statement every time you place an order. If you would like to in bulk load up your wallet, you can add funds here. And let's say we're going to put $50 onto our wallet. That balance will then come here, and we will draw your fulfillment fees from your wallet before we bill your credit card. So that's a helpful feature when you're activating your account, is being able to fund your wallet so that you're seeing chunks of expenses on your business card or your credit card instead of every individual fulfillment coming up as a separate charge. And that is an option that we have for you. So coming back, if you're connecting your store for the first time, you are now connected to Shopify, and the next piece of the process would be to add products to your account. I have a more in-depth video on adding products that you can go watch. It's also attached to this playlist, or you can check out our documentation. So we're going to do kind of a flyby of adding a product here to your Roastify account that'll sync to your Shopify store. So the product we have available here is a 12-ounce box. We're going to use just a template to keep the design process easy. We are going to want to sell one of our best sellers, medium roast Rock Creek, and then we're going to name our product. And so one thing I like to note is you do not need to name your products the same as we've named our products. Again, with the fully custom design experience, you can name this coffee whatever you'd like that fits in with your brand or your niche. So we're going to call this Woodsy Coffee. Our favorite medium roast. And then right here on the Shopify stores, you can set your retail pricing. And whatever price you put in here is the price that's going to auto-populate over on the Shopify side. And again, don't worry. Let's say you want to change your pricing up later. All of that functionality is able to be changed in your Shopify store. But for right here, what we see most people having success with is selling coffee for about $18. If you're looking to calculate and trying to figure out what is going to be best for your business, we also offer this calculator. And you can open this up and you can kind of run the margins that you want to see. You can calculate the shipping that you want to charge. And we just give kind of a quick breakdown of then what you could expect to make every time that you make a sale. But for our purposes here, we are going to charge $18. Done. We're going to generate a mock-up just to make sure that this design's exactly how we want it to be. And then we're going to create that product. Once you've created that product, you're going to see it show up right here. And it should automatically sync to Shopify. But if you ever have a product that doesn't automatically go over to Shopify, you can just click this button right here from this menu on the right-hand side, and you can make sure that product is synced. So the next step then would be to go back to your Shopify store. And once you get to Shopify, you're going to see your homepage. Obviously, if you're an active store, all of this information is going to be populated. But to manage your Roastify products, you're going to manage it just like you would any other product. You can come down to products, and you can see here we have Woodsy coffee. And the one thing I want to note, and a very important piece, is making sure that your inventory is going to be tracked via Roastify. So right now we're seeing this inventory is not tracked, and that's because of the location not being set up correctly. So it is very important, if you're familiar with dropship products, is to make sure that Shopify knows where that inventory is being tracked. And so for this case, we have a business address, and then we have Roastify. And so we need to tell Shopify that this product is going to be tracked at Roastify. And it's okay that inventory is not tracked. Obviously, we're creating this product completely on demand, but you just need to make sure that that location is set up to Roastify so that every time you make a sale, we get notified and can carry out the fulfillment of that product. If you're adjusting your product imagery, all of that is done on this end. Please note that if you go back into Roastify and you edit a product and you change your artwork, that artwork is not then going to automatically sync back to Shopify. So if you wanted to add your own product imagery, if you wanted to add updated designs, you're going to do so just like you would for any other product here on the Shopify side. You can see that the title of the product came over. You can see that description that we wrote came over. And you're good to go. From there, your product will show up just as wherever catalogs or whatever product pages you have set up on your Shopify on the website. And you're ready to start selling coffee. The last note that I will make is on the variants. So if you want to sell just a particular variant for your artwork, and we have some merchants that want to specify on their artwork saying that this is, for this example, Woodsy Coffee Whole Bean, and they want to put that specifically, or Woodsy Coffee Ground, and they want to put that specifically on the label. You will then need to come into this variant section of Shopify and delete the variant that doesn't apply to your coffee. So if you were trying to sell Woodsy Coffee Whole Bean, you would delete this ground variant. You would delete this ground variant so that Woodsy Coffee Whole Bean, because you've placed that on the artwork, only is the whole bean option. As of right now, when a customer goes to your product page to purchase, they will see Woodsy Coffee, and then they can order that coffee either as whole bean or ground. So if for some reason you want to limit them to one selection or the other, you just need to make sure you come to this variant section and delete the variant that you don't want to sell. Because when you create that product on the Roastify side, both of those variants will be available to your customers. I hope this was helpful. If you run into any issues or have any errors or anything comes up as you're connecting the store to Roastify, please reach out to us at support@roastify.app, and our customer support team will take care of you and make sure that you're up and ready to start selling.